Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to COP. Welcome to Glasgow.
Dear friends, in the remaining days of COP26, the eyes of the world are focused on Glasgow. Glasgow can be the starting point of a new, more prosperous era, a greener, more resilient and sustainable future. One that is more just and more prosperous for all people.
We must listen, and we must act, and we must choose wisely. On behalf of these and future generations, I urge you, choose ambition, choose solidarity, choose to safeguard our future.
Failure to provide the critical finance and that of loss and damage is measured, my friends, in lives and livelihoods in our communities. This is immoral and it is unjust. Our people are watching and our people are taking note. And are we really going to leave Scotland without the resolve and the ambition that is sorely needed to save lives and to save our planet?
It comes down to this. The people alive now are the generation to come will look at this conference and consider one thing. Did that number stop rising and start to drop as a result of commitments made here? There's every reason to believe that the answer can be yes. If working apart, we are a force powerful enough to destabilize our planet, surely working together, we are powerful enough to save it.
I believe in our ability to do what is right if we let ourselves feel it in our hearts. So for these next 2 weeks, let us feel it in our hearts. The children cannot live on words and empty promises. They are waiting for you to act. Please open your hearts and then act.
But actually we need to start recognizing that there are young people who are entrepreneurs, who are economists, who are kind of budding career diplomats. And I think we need to find ways of ensuring that we're taking that resource base, that we're supporting it, that we're nurturing it, so that we don't end up in the situation that we are now. Because I mean, the climate crisis, the environmental crisis, the ecological crises, these are all results of poor leadership and bad decision-making processes and mechanisms that have just been allowed to continue to perpetuate a cycle of environmental degradation, and the result is the climate crisis that we have now. So it's really encouraging this kind of new generation of leaders that have an opportunity to steer a different course.
Humanity will not be saved by promises. It's hard to believe business and finance leaders when they haven't delivered before. They have not been faithful in their promises. They have not been honest in fulfilling their commitments. They have not been trustworthy in making their pledges a reality. So, I have come here to tell you that we don't believe you. We don't believe that banks will suddenly put trillions of dollars on the table for climate action when rich countries have struggled since 2009 to raise $100 billion for the world's most vulnerable countries. We don't believe that promises made by financial companies to end deforestation will actually prevent trees from being cut or burnt down. We simply don't believe it. But I am here right now to ask business and finance leaders, show us your faithfulness, show us your trustworthiness, show us your honesty. I am here to say, prove us wrong. I'm actually here to beg you to prove us wrong. We desperately need you to prove us wrong.
I invite you to look around now and ask, where are the young people? We are out in the streets protesting. We are protesting because we are angry, because we feel disillusioned, because we feel frustrated, and we are right to, because we have been raised to place our faith in institutions, in governments, in leaders who have been elected to safeguard our future, to safeguard all of life on this planet.
So to all the young people out there, as well as those of you who consider yourselves young at heart, I want you to stay angry. I want you to stay frustrated. But channel that anger. Harness that frustration. Keep pushing harder and harder for more and more. Because that's what's required to meet this challenge. Keeping the rise in global temperatures to 1.5 degrees Celsius will not be easy. It is going to be hard. Existing political institutions move slowly, even when leaders are well-intentioned. International cooperation has always been difficult. It's made more difficult by all the misinformation and propaganda that can flood out through social media these days. Business leaders, let's face it, are typically rewarded for boosting short-term profits, not addressing major social issues. Getting people to work together on a global scale takes time. And right now, that's time we don't have. So if we're honest with ourselves, yes, this is going to be really hard. The thing we have going for us is that humanity has done hard things before. I believe we can do hard things again.
Each and every one of you and the nations you represent has stepped up here in Glasgow, agreeing to do what it takes to keep 1.5 alive. And for that, I am infinitely grateful. It is now my great honor to take us through the formal adoption proceedings. I now declare open the 12th meeting of COP26. I now invite the COP to adopt the decision entitled Glasgow Climate Pact. Hearing no objections, it is so decided.
Dear friends, at COP26, parties built a bridge between good intentions and measurable actions to lower emissions, increase resilience, and provide much-needed finance. A bridge leading to the historic transformation we must make to achieve rapid reductions this decade and ultimately towards the 1.5-degree goal.